Thank you for giving me room to fly. My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my heart. Your look so laughable, unphotographable, yet you're my favorite work of art. Is your figure. The Theatre Royal, for me as a youngster, would have been the equivalent of appearing on Broadway. I was in a company run by Barry Casson and Nora Lever, the 37 Theatre. Other directors hadn't seen. He'd seen a passionate side. And he said, someday I'm going to find a role for you. And he was casting me in it, and it was a major breakthrough of my life. The role I played was Serafina. She was a widow. She wore a rose in her hair, and the rose tattoo was a big passage in our lives, but it did put me into a different category. She never praised me, but somebody told me recently that she talked about me all the time, but I never met that. I never knew that. Never. At a party in Dublin, I said to John B., why don't you write a play for me? And he said, I will then, girl. And you know what I'll call it? I'll call it Big Mackie. And he wrote the play for me. But because I was a year in America doing Lovers, they couldn't wait any longer. But when I came back from America, Gemini and John B. decided that I should have my night. And so a special performance was put on of Big Mackie with me in it. But on my night, he went out on the Olympia stage. She said, that's it, this is it. He wrote it for you. He heard your voice when he was writing it in the kitchen. You say to me, can you hear her saying this? So she said, as far as he was concerned, this is it. And don't go too far with me. For as soon as I'd look at you, I'd give you a pound weight between the eyes, and there's no one would blame me. For I'm entitled to respect under my own roof. Haven't I the lucky woman that it is my own house, though, haven't I? You'd give me short shrift if I signed over to Morris. It isn't how we started, my girl. All that matters is the way we finish.
Come in, Maggie. Good day to you both. Would you mind running your tape measure over me, Bridget?
The producer and the director of the film saw me in the rose tattoo, and then they got in touch with my agent to offer me the role of this village gossip.
The whole village knew already that William Bates was the father of the Manahan twins.
His wife didn't, Sergeant Dempsey, but she knows now.
I drank the equivalent of 3 bottles of Guinness and not being a drinker at all. And the cameraman said to me afterwards, that was wonderful, Anna. You seem drunk. I said, I am drunk.
I knew we were in for trouble the moment I set eyes on the new young Bateses. 2 fine little girls, just like Bridget.
That time, Irish actors and the men were not going to England. But I was one of the first to be brought over. But I played Bessie Burgess at the National, and I was nominated for what is now the Olivia Award. It was then the Svet Award. I considered that one of the finest performances of my life, which was never seen in Ireland.
That's it. Go on. Tell me more lies. Say them right into me fat, hairy, ugly face.
I got 40 wedding proposals. Don't ever say I wasn't. 40.
41 years of cutting his corns and washing his drawers.
And they'd fallen in love with this battle axe of a woman. Not with me. No, I played a lot of dramatic roles. There's a lot of comedy in me. My father was a wonderful comic. Well, my ideal role is like the O'Casey and John B. Keane, who mixes like life, comedy and drama. I used to go to the 5:30 Mass in the cathedral in Waterford. And for a few Sundays, I heard them asking for a reader. So I asked to see Father Condon, the parish priest. He said we'd be delighted to have you, Anna. A time to break down and a time to build up. And the congregation tell me that they hear every word, which gives me great joy.
Good morning, Your Honour. Will I be wetting the tea now?
Mrs. Cadogan.
The kettle will be boiling over.
I believe that if you are properly dressed for the character, you are 50% there, and then the rest of the 50% is your performance. If you look wrong, you spend 50% of the time trying to convince people that you are the character. I'd like her to pay Max Folan.
What have I ever done but kissed 2 men the past 40 years?
2 men is plenty!
Finish it!
I'm finished! 2 men is 2 men too much!
To you men!
A darker side to my nature that probably we all have, white and black in our nature, that I had to submerge and let the other side surface all the time. And there's a constant battle. So that if I'm going to bring out that dark side, it's not a nice feeling. It's not a nice feeling on stage to play somebody who's like that.
To be sure. With your pat old dooley, and you're throwing it all in me face like an old peahen when... Not another word am I saying on the subject. I do have no comment, as they say. I'm speaking to anybody. And sure, who would Pat or be telling about that?
But last night at the Radio City Music Hall, they were also celebrating the best of Irish theatre. The beauty queen of Manahan came to the Tony Awards with 6 nominations.
Anna Manahan, the beauty queen of Manahan.
Is it Miss or Mrs.?
Miss.
I have been blessed with such a good memory and an active career and many riches. But yes, she was nice. My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine, you make me smile with my heart. Your look so laughable, unphotographable, yet you're my favorite work of art. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak when you open it to speak? Are you smart? But don't change a hair for me. If you could care for me, stay, little Valentine. It isn't how we started, Michael. Each day is Valentine's. All that matters is the way we finish.